Can we talk?
Can we talk?
Can we talk?
¿Podemos hablar?
Can we talk?
I am Chris Harper. I am the law enforcement liaison for the Crisis Services Office. Hello.
My name is Ashley Stewart. I work as a case manager and I do legal aid advocacy.
My name is Angela, and I am the Sexual Assault Services Coordinator, and I also oversee the emergency shelter.
Hi, my name is Lily Perez, and I am the Community Outreach Educator for the Crisis Services. I'm really liking that every day is different. I think I have a little bit of a different position than everybody else here, being that I do outreach and education. Some days it's working with kids and getting to talk to them about healthy relationships. Other times it's going to the health fairs and talking to seniors about finance scams and romance scams. So I think I like that every day is different, but also getting to work with the clients.
I think that what Lily said was, for me, I like the fact that I can, in my job is developing programs and things that will benefit the victims in the county. And it's kind of setting like a precedent of all these programs that we have that, will stay in motion for a long time. So that's the part I like there. And that way none of our victims fall through the cracks in the system.
For my position, for my current position, what I do like about it is being creative. I can really tap into my creative outlet, and I also it's like a full circle moment for me because I originally went to school to be on the radio. So that is like a dream fulfilled for me. So that's what I really love about it right now. And then also just the people, the experiences, and being able to support and help people along their journey.
That's one of the parts I like. And then also just talking to people and getting to know them and discussing, how to move forward, their life experiences. That one's always key. Also for the legal side, I find that I have a lot of information that I didn't know before. Some things that are not common knowledge, I find that it's now common knowledge to me, which is really exciting and something that I liked to learn about and grow in. You kind of get into different scenarios all the time, and you meet a lot of different people and unique lifestyles.
I think some of these conversations can be really uncomfortable, so it's nice that we can sit down and have an open conversation about it and be honest, because topics we cover are not comfortable conversations.
Mm-hmm. Especially the hot topics that are in the headlines right now. This would give us an opportunity to talk about those hot topics and give people the opportunity to, share their experiences or their connection to whatever is happening. And we're creating that safe space for them to do that. Having those hard conversations, but in a light way, because you can still laugh and be light when it comes to talking about domestic and sexual violence. It's not always so dreary and heavy, because there's always the healing side of it.
And that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Yeah.
I think it's going to give us the opportunity to reach a broader spectrum of people. We can reach more people outside of our little community that we have here. And even those who are in our community, this gives us opportunity to reach them on a more, I think, personal level. And they can hear all about our services and who we are, what we do.
So my main job is the law enforcement liaison. So I bring and provide training for all law enforcement agencies within our county and surrounding areas. I also, which is Arizona Post Credit, also work shelter, also work court accompaniment. Sometimes I do some outreach. I think with our services, what we also provide is with law enforcement, we provide the training. So that way law enforcement has more of a trauma-informed way of assisting victims and kind of understanding what the victims are experiencing. So that way they can, they can better understand and guide them also through the system, which we also do. With the county attorney's office, I think we do that with all kinds of agencies that are involved. Courts, the county attorney's office, the tribal prosecutor's office, their courts also. So it's just a wide range.
Programs. Okay, so I serve everybody in the mobile program. They don't have to be in the state. They don't have to be in the area. I usually go ahead and serve them out in through Zoom, phone calls. The community program I also serve. This is just in the general La Paz County area. I can go ahead and drive out and meet with them. And then I also work with transitional too with the clients there. Also offer a lot of legal support and emotional support through the whole situation, because a lot of times our victims come in, our survivors come in, and they tell us, I don't understand what's going on. I've never done this before. I don't want to do this, which is the criminal side, the arresting, how it goes through the court process, the prosecutor's offices, the investigators with the police, making reports, doing order protections. That's just one side, and there's also the other side when after everything happens, you probably don't want to stay with this person. You also have to go ahead and get child custody, child support, stuff like that. So I help out looking through those things and trying to just support you through that whole situation and get you the resources to those supportive services, because it's small out here. You don't have a lot of resources. So I always try to get those out to you. And then that's also with public benefits too, because a lot of times when you go through all of that, you don't have the public benefits set up, or you don't really have it ready, like counseling, insurance, new medication, stuff like that. So a lot of stuff is just resources and explaining it.
But Ashley is not a lawyer.
I am not a lawyer. That is one thing I have to tell everybody. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a legal advocate, just explaining stuff and helping you. But everything I give you
It's pure.
is peer support, and just from my experiences of learning all of this with the clients and getting them to the places where a lawyer would be there, or attorney would be there, or a paralegal would be there to answer those questions. I try to help out as much as I can. We have the shelter. We also have the mobile program, as well as the transitional housing program.
Community, residential,
Outreach and education.
outreach and education.
Our services with outreach and education can be talking to students, talking to the staff at the schools, working with them on how to recognize healthy behaviors within their students as well as within themselves, working with our community program, presenting to our transitional clients as well. We can go out to other communities. We've been out to Fort Mojave, the Chemehuevi tribe, go to Blythe, Spouse, Quartzsite, Ehrenberg. We don't serve just Parker, so we are able to go out and travel to different locations and bring our services. We can come and talk about DV 101. We can do things over Zoom. We can talk about teen dating violence, sexual assault and services, human trafficking. Recently, I just did a presentation at our emergency shelter to our residents on boundaries and how to set healthy boundaries, what they look like.
I will say that just some feedback from your group on Thursday. The residents really enjoyed it. They definitely practice their boundaries
Good.
while in the program and in shelter. So I just wanted to give you that feedback that
you.
they really enjoyed it, and they are utilizing the worksheets that you used as well.
Yay, awesome.
Good feedback.
Thank you.
As far as emergency shelter, we provide, of course, the emergency housing in our program. And then we also do case management. Safety planning is a big one. We also do capacity building to help we're looking at the survivor as a whole. So help them get connected with their proper resources, with whatever they're experiencing on their healing journey. So emergency shelter is when you are actively fleeing a DV situation, and it's only a temporary stay, versus transitional housing is more of it's like an extension of shelter. So it's a longer program, but still have the same support. We are also known as the women's shelter because we originally used to be just a women's shelter for domestic violence. But now we have grown and we serve survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and human trafficking. So we accept all victims, women, men, and including
Regardless of gender.
non-binary genders.
We serve everybody
Then I'm not-
regardless of gender or sexual orientation.
Oh yeah, we do have pets too. That's one of the things that everybody asks us
we
about.
do accept pets in our emergency shelter program.
Yeah, but we do have to ask questions concerning, vaccination just because of health and safety issues. But most of the time, we also accept pets. And we try to work with everybody to have those pets in the shelter.
We do work really well with the animal shelter, and we can coordinate working with them while also ensuring client safety.
Usually, when you are, for the criteria for shelter, you would have to be or have experienced domestic or sexual violence, human trafficking, or stalking. You would have to be, it'd have to be a crisis situation to where, the incident happened within a week or two. And from there, we would see if we have space available for you. We would do a lethality assessment, just get some basic demographic information. And then if we have space, we accept you into shelter. Now, if we don't have space, we can still support you either in our community program or we can get you connected to another shelter in a different location. So we can help regardless.
For our program and the length of stay, I said it just depends on how you interact with the program. So people, I said, come in and they only need just a rest real quick and then they need to leave real quick.
Yeah.
Other people, they need a long time to set up their own bank accounts, jobs, change stuff. I mean, it's a whole place for them to rest and get what they need out of the program. We just ask that if you use a program, just please let us know how you want us, how to interact with it or how you wish to use our program because we'll help you anyway. But sometimes, our program is not the right place.
Yeah.
And so we always say, just talk to us and we'll set up a whole plan for you. Every situation is unique. This is, some time to just let us know and let us plan and let us try to help you go forward.
Yeah.
Yes. I think a lot too from what I've learned working in shelter was that kind of distinguishing, from who's in emergency and who's in a homeless situation.
So it's not that we can't support anyone that is experiencing homelessness in the moment. But we are here to make sure that the ones that are actively in a DV situation are getting that safety, safe housing.
And the other thing is we're so small and
We're very
limited. So
very limited. But I also want to make a note of that. Our services are completely voluntary. So if you do come into the emergency shelter and you don't feel ready to, take on those case management things. So like looking for employment or looking for housing, it's not that we won't support you. We just want to make sure that you're getting the best, you're utilizing the time in the best way. So that's why we will consistently check on you and make sure that you're okay. And whenever you're ready to move forward, that's what we're going to support you in. So domestic violence is a
intimate partner.
It's an ongoing cycle of abuse. It's not just a one-time incident. It's multiple times. It can be physical, verbal, financial. It can be psychological. It can be all of those things that you're experiencing over and over again with an intimate partner. It can also be a family member as well. That's the state statute. It includes family members. But as far as our emergency shelter, it is intimate partner violence. That is someone that's been coerced into doing things that they're not wanting to do. They're being physically or verbally abused. There's an umbrella. There's sexual assault, right? So you have rape, which is what everyone is usually know about is rape. But then there's also intimate partner sexual violence. There's also child sexual assault and incest. There's also sex trafficking, sexual exploitation, as well as like revenge porn. So there's so many different umbrellas. It's not just rape. What a lot of people are just usually when they think sexual abuse, they think of that. It's unwanted sexual contact. Yes.
Teen dating violence often gets lumped into the same definition of domestic violence. The main difference is that it is within adolescence between
12 and 19.
12 to 19. It's similar to domestic violence, emotional, sexual, verbal, physical. A lot of times now we're seeing, with teens, they get a job and their partner is sitting at the McDonald's waiting for them to get off work and preventing them from doing their job to their capacity. And that's an example of financial abuse that we're seeing. So similar to domestic violence, but just in the adolescent stage of life.
I guess stalking, how we would recognize it is just the fact that someone is continuously trying to get someone's attention, trying to, I guess you would say, not let go of a relationship. I guess you could say is that they want to continue the relationship. They want to, or it could be an infatuation where they meet them the first time and then they can continuously trying to get the attention of that person, and that can actually turn into a very dangerous situation also.
I think stalking's kind of another buzzword right now too.
Yeah.
Especially within teens. You say, oh my gosh, I was stalking his Instagram or stalking his TikTok. And I know we want to
Make
preface that that's two separate things. I mean, stalking is a pretty serious accusation to say that someone is doing. And hearing, I was stalking your profile yesterday and I saw that you deleted our pictures, or there was a change.
Stalking is definitely unwanted attention, and that's from anybody. And I like to, when I talk about stalking, I like to let people know a lot of the time stalking comes after a relationship ends. Especially, we all know that it's the most dangerous time when somebody leaves a relationship and they begin to stalk the person, whether it's physically or virtually, like on the internet. A lot of the times that's a big one, is stalking their social media, or breaking into their social media. Those are forms of stalking as well.
I think even with stalking, that it's more prevalent in the youth, just because you have first love, things like that.
I saw you were active an hour ago, but you didn't respond to my text message, or
I saw you talking to so-and-so at lunch, or I saw you walking with so-and-so here, and it kind of drags on into a month or two. That's where I kind of see that more.
I think more my situation, I think that's the the adolescents are more virtual situations, where the people that actively do it is more middle-aged. Honestly, I've seen that do the crime that's more, serious kind of thing, where they actively follow these people to work. They follow them on social media like Facebook and stuff like that, because they grew up, with Facebook and without Facebook. So they're the ones with vehicles and the money to do this. So I see that the middle age more of having those tendencies.
Human trafficking, you can bring forward, it's more like for labor intensive use. So you're human trafficking and you're selling people, kind of like modern day slavery. So you're taking someone from one place to another to have them work or provide their services, what they want. I think with sex trafficking, it's more geared all around is the sex part.
Yes.
And, selling of sex and transporting across state lines or other countries. Both of those kind of follow those patterns, but one I said is more labor intensive. The other one is just on sex itself.
And it's just taking people from wherever they are, kidnapping them, and transporting them to a different area, and putting them under, slavery, through physical, emotional, financial, blackmail. All of that can be used against them to get them to work for them in any capacity. And usually it's under terms where they don't have any power at all. It's talked about, and we see a little bit here and there in town and in the community too.
Yeah, and a lot of the times it also is I would say they romanticize the relationship first, and then they kind of move you into that trafficking ring because they start utilizing, like Ashley said, utilizing blackmail. If they have any intimate photos or videos or anything like that, they utilize that to get you to work for them. And that can be labor or sex.
When you're ready to talk, call 888-499-0911. You can also reach out at our website, www.crrcs.com. You can email us at canwetalk@crrcs.com. And you can always follow us on our social medias, Facebook and Instagram.
Cuando estés listo para hablar, nos puedes contactar al número 888-499-0911. También por nuestra página a www.crrcs.com o los puedes contactar en nuestras páginas sociales en Facebook o Instagram.
Help,
Hope.
Healing.